Hi there. So I'm telling you my reading story today. I watched a few videos and I simply was inspired. Here we go. I have to admit that I can't really remember anything until my parents moved apart. That was when I was 7 in first grade, and I had a really bad relationship to my dad at that time. It's not that I didn't like him, I just felt like a stranger to me and I wasn't comfortable around him. But I remember loving to have my head against his chest, lying at the nights when I visited him and listening to him reading me stories. And it's so nice. He's the best reader ever, really. He's so good with that. Every single person gets an own voice, and the voices are funny, and they do fit the characters. And Captain Bluebear's voice definitely belongs to my daddy. So cool. So I remember him reading to me first, then to me and my brother. And even these days, I listen sometimes when he reads my half brother stories. Maybe that's why I'm so into children books for small children. I mean, I'm not so often at my daddy's home anymore because he just lives in another town now with my half brother and his new girlfriend. And I have to say that I really like his girlfriend, and she does also play a role in my reading story because she works in a bookstore back here. I guess that time I went more than before because I kind of wanted to impress her a little. So this part is mostly the family related part of my reading story. So let's get back to the time I first remember. And I have to say I don't even remember how I learned reading or writing. I don't know anything of first grade. Yeah, so when we moved then, I also transferred to another school for the last few weeks of first grade, and I visited my third preschool when I started my second grade year. But because my mom started working again, because my brother was old enough to visit thing before kindergarten. Yeah, so fact is she worked again, that's why I had to visit and I looked it good up. So then I had to visit an after school care center and that sounds good. Well, I stayed there every day till 5 o'clock, and that's why I didn't really have time afterward when I was finally at home. But I had sleeping problems, and that was the time when I read. Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any friends, neither in school nor after school, that could have stopped me from reading. Even though I wasn't bullied or something like that. Actually, I had a great time then. They just didn't care about me. I was new and they had their groups and I just didn't belong there. Oh yeah, wait. I remember I was bullied by a girl who later became my very best friend. That's funny because I guess I cried because of the bullying, but she definitely was my very best friend. So these days I enjoyed the adventure stories the most because it was kind of an escape. It was because it was just this fantasy to live adventure, to have something to do, and I really love to be the main character of the book, to be the main character and to find to solve mysteries or to find old caves or treasures or something like that. It was so cool. I really loved adventure stories. But when I got so close with the girl I mentioned before, we spent nearly every second of our life together, and I didn't really leave then. we had so much to do, and she even transferred to my school then, and it was so cool. And even though I didn't really read anymore, I kind of lived the books, the adventures I always wanted to live, because she was a tough girl I always wanted to be. And we just did things. We did discover old caves in forests, and we did so cool things. I really loved that time. I'm more the story living type than the story reading type actually. So I love to read them, but I want to experience them afterwards. Yeah. But well, she moved after preschool to her mother. It's a 24-hour flight from here, so we didn't see. Since then, we never saw us again. So I kept reading, but I wasn't into that much then. I just read a few books. I just read a book whenever I got one, but I wasn't like, I really want to have that. I was like that when I found out the Ulysses Moore books. I really loved them. They were so gorgeous. I really loved them. So, and I remember a story then. My dad read to my little brother and me a story by Astrid Lindgren, Madita and Tim. And oh my god, that was so, I don't know, stupid, funny, something between that. In the story, the little sister of Madita puts the pee into her nose and she doesn't get it out anymore. So they have to go to the doctor so that the doctor can get it out. And well, a few days after my read the story to us, my little brother really did it. He put a peach nut into her nose. And guess what? He didn't get it out again, and we had to go to the doctor. And the doctor did really sweat a lot. Around 7th or 8th grade, when my mom got together with her new boyfriend, I got into the 3 question mark. My mother's boyfriend had all the audiobooks, and that's why I heard all of them, and I guess I really know every single episode, around 150 I guess. And I even read some of the books, not all, but I have some, a few. And after that, I started to hear all the Sherlock Holmes episodes as an audiobook as well, and oh my god, I love that series so much. I love Sherlock Holmes, I love Dr. Watson. I haven't read the books actually, I have to admit. I heard all versions, different versions of the Sherlock Holmes stories, and I like them. Then there was a time that when I didn't read, I only read the back of the books from my mom, and she mostly had crime books, and I thought it was really interesting. I love to read the back, just the back, and I kind of knew what the story was about, and I thought like, well, that sounds interesting. I want to read that maybe someday. And if I found a book that sounded really interesting, and I wanted to know how it's going on there and what the end was, I simply asked my mom to tell me about the end, and she did that sometimes. So that was a funny time. A year ago, I started my first English book when I wanted to watch a movie. It's Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman, and I didn't really wanted to watch the movie. I just found it in the shelf of my mother's boyfriend. I asked him if I was allowed to watch it because it sounded kind of interesting, and he said I'm allowed to watch that movie when I've read the book. And so I asked for the book, and he said, I have it, but I only have it in English. And as I am, I kind of had to prove myself, and I had to read that book, and that wasn't a good idea, really, for the first English book. I'm not recommending it to anyone who wants to start reading English books. because the book was good, yes it was, but I never finished it. Because I looked up every single word I didn't understand, and that were a few. And it just annoyed me, not the story, but looking up every single word. Yeah, I've read so much all these pages. And oh, I also found a bookmark in this book. So cool, I found a bookmark, yay! Yeah, and somehow, since I read English books, I read more. I don't know exactly why. Maybe because I found out about Goodreads short while after I started reading English books, and Goodreads definitely made me read more, definitely. And after that I found out about BookTube a while ago, and I guess that's as well the reason why I read more. And another good thing is my best friend does also really read a lot of books, and it's so cool. When I visited her last weekend, we sat there after the sleepover the next morning, and we read the whole day. She on her ebook and me my book, and it was so cool. I really loved it. I mean, we didn't really do something together, but still it was different to read with someone else in the same room. It was, I don't know, I did enjoy it more than reading alone, even if that doesn't really make sense. And I have to say that books just not only physical play a role in my life, but I also kind of think of my own life as a book, or as a story. Wherever I go, it's just that I take the situation and I think like, well, if this were a book, then it would go on like this, or something like that. And I have there my little own stories. I part them in kind of a mystery and adventure stories, and in one big slice of life story and love story, and the mystery stories and adventure stories are mostly closed. I guess I believe I will have a lot of them, a lot more of them in my life. But yeah, my slice of life story of course isn't closed, and my love story as well isn't. And I believe they will end when I die. And that's a little bit weird because I'm really excited to know about the end, how the story of my life ends. But I don't really want to die, so that's kind of confusing. Books are forever, even when you've read the book till the end and you know the end, then you're still there. The book is still there. You can live the story again. When your life is over, your life is over. You can't read it again. Oh, and of course, in books, the unnecessary things are left out, like going to the toilet or something like that. So thanks for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed my reading story. And yeah, so let me know about your reading story, and if you know something of my story, if you are the same maybe, just tell me in the comments. And yeah, have a great week. Bye!